you have Jinbe refusing to go against Whitebeard. He obviously is well respected as a character, and I mean, I'm presuming this is well known. I feel at this point in One Piece, so I'm not ruining anything. And then he's an Impel Down, and then he basically becomes an enemy, essentially, of the world government after being a warlord. And so there's a lot of emotion going on because you have Jinbei, who is close with Whitebeard, is close with Ace during that. And so, what was this like? Because Jinbei has a crazy evolution going from being a warlord, protecting Fishman Island, to then opposing the government because he can't oppose Ace, and
Right.
then breaking out with Luffy, trying to basically, free Ace and Whitebeard, and that entire Whitebeard war that then changes the dynamic of it. And then I think Luffy offers Jinbei a spot on his crew, and
Right.
Jinbei declines initially because he has something to finish up as well. And then eventually Jinbei joins the crew later on. And so, what is this like? Because there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of complicated stuff going on, there's a lot of interesting dynamics going on with
Yeah.
Jinbei and Luffy. And so, what is this like for you? Because it's very rare that a character goes from being a major character, taking a massive break, and then joining the Straw Hat crew and being the 10th member and having
Yeah.
every single emotion and really getting to experiment, I feel, is what you got to do with Jinbei in so many ways.
Right, right. Yeah. There's almost like a time skip just for Jinbei. When he first started out, everything was so heavy. Everything he said was very serious, and I don't want to say he was one dimensional, but he was very serious. You rarely saw him joke, smile, laugh, or anything like that. After the blood transfusion, and he asked, if you wanted to join the crew, it seems like at that point things started changing a little bit. You started seeing a little bit more humor in it. Lately, there's been all kinds, and as an actor, that really opened it up for me because I got to play with the role, and the directors got to allow me to play with the role, and we had a lot of fun with it. When I love seeing Jinbei with the cone eyes poking out, and screaming. Um, it seems like as he's joined the crew now, his realms of emotion have expanded, and it's almost like a different character. Um,
Yeah,
so it has been a bit of a challenge, but it's been a freeing challenge, and it's been very interesting, and I'm interested to see where this goes into the future.
and even to talk about that, because obviously Jinbei has a major role in Impel Down that leads into the Whitebeard War. And I'm gonna, obviously, the more times you're in an episode with a character, it's obviously work. It's obviously cool to express that character as well, and you also get that character development. And now the fact that Jinbei has joined the crew at this point and is now part of the crew, is now dealing with, the Straw Hats. He's a main character. And it's like, getting upgraded. It's kind of like, back in the day, on Days of Your Past, sometimes characters got elevated and then they join the main cast. That's kind of what sort of happens. What is that like for you as well? Because I feel that as a character, Jinbei is now more front and center on this.
Yeah,
And
yeah, and it's been a little strange because I've had to kind of go back and reevaluate the relationships that Jinbei has had with the other crew members, with like Nami and Zoro and Sanji, and because it's evolving even as we speak now. And with Oda, the way he throws things at you, and a thing that I have to kind of fight off is being prejudiced as also being a One Piece fan. I'm not saying I'm the greatest fan, but watching and stuff, these characters do grow on you, and um, like there's sometimes that I want to kick Sanji's ass as a fan, but I don't want it to affect how Jinbei relates to him, and I'm afraid that might be in the back of my head and come out and be like real sarcastic. It has happened once where I delivered a line real sarcastic, like, and they're like, I said, let's go back and re-record it. I don't know why it slipped out that way. It just did. But yeah, the dynamic is really incredible, and it's always evolving, so it's always keeping me on my toes for sure.